Hey, well, welcome back, and thanks for tuning in this year to the Cypress Sports Show, brought to you by Coach's Corner, your go-to spot before and after the game. I'm Jeff Russell, here with Mark Slevcove, and a new addition to the team will be joining us, Mr. Sean Pfeiffer. Today, we welcome football coach Rick Feldman to the program. We look back at some changes in the athletic department, talk to some more athletes and staff members in our new Subs and Grubs segment, Would You Rather? Coach Slevcove, we have some changes this year in athletics. First off, we got some turnover with boys soccer, Coach Morris stepping down. I know you're in the process of searching for a new coach. Where are we at?
That's right. Coach Mora had to resign for professional reasons, and we're currently ready to interview new coaches later this week, and hopefully have a new head varsity coach in place shortly after that, and the boys can continue training, get their tryouts done, and have a great season.
Very cool. Last year we talked and hyped up girls flag football. It is here. Finally, it's up and running. First-year head coach Danny Kruger helping.
That's right. Danny Kruger, longtime Cypress guy. You grew up with them. I grew up with them. We've been around and known him for a really long time, the Kruger family. He is pumped and excited. He's got the girls working hard, and they're ready to go with their first game coming up on Monday. Yeah,
we have some aquatics changes as well. Losing potentially maybe all of or some of Coach Saldana and being replaced.
That's right. Deck. Coach Saldana, who is a teacher on campus, is no longer a teacher on campus due to temporary hiring measures, which has happened across our district. Yeah. So she's landed at another school, but she can no longer be our head coach for aquatics. So an assistant from last year, Julia Reyes, will be stepping up into that role as the head of the aquatics program.
Well, very cool. And for those that don't know, I will no longer be the athletic director here at Cypress. I've moved to being the district's athletic and intramural director. And with that said, we'd like to introduce Mr. Sean Pfeiffer, who was our AP in charge of athletics a couple years ago. He'll now be working into my old role as the AD. And he's doing a great job so far, right?
That's right. He's got a lot of big shoes to fill. 16 years of you doing the job over here, and now you're overseeing the entire district. But you're going to be a great mentor for all of us in Anaheim Union. And Sean's on the job. He's on the ball and eager to get started.
Yeah, we'll get to him in just a second. I'm not really going anywhere around this place. Obviously, it's still my home, and I'm here for whatever you guys need. But ultimately, Cypress, big changes, right? We got construction coming. We've been talking about it. It is serious now. We got plans in place. We're meeting with people. What should the people expect once we break ground? Right now, scheduled in October, fingers crossed. What do we need to think about?
Right, it hasn't started yet, but we're going to expect from October of this year to October of 2024, a full year of construction happening. For the first 6 months of the program, 6 months of construction, we're going to be down quite a bit of fields. The main soccer field's going to be down. The JV soccer field's going to be down as they go through the construction process there. We're hoping to keep open the softball field, the baseball field, the JV baseball field, and the varsity soccer field during construction until the school year's done. And then when the school year's done next summer, whole field area is going to be closed down for a few months as they finish up the construction.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. A new facility there for track and field, to host soccer, to host football, a new JV softball field, other fields being graded. It's going to be an incredible finished product once it happens. Well, until then, Coach, we are at that point of the sports update. What do we have coming out of those summer months going into the seasons?
All right, well, we're coming off one of our most successful school years in history, and now that's a history of 50 years as we celebrate our 50th anniversary this year. 16 league championships last year, and for the first time, the Orange County Register recognized a Cypress athlete as its Athlete of the Year in Matthew Morrell. So congratulations, Matthew, for an exceptional year and career at Cypress High. Over the summer, our CIF state champion, Isabella Chen, she just went on and won a national championship in diving to qualify for the Pan Am Games, so she continues to impress. And this year, as we said earlier, a lot of coaching changes in the coaching ranks. We've lost some great young teachers and coaches like Mosier and Wilk in baseball, Miss Saldana in aquatics. So Julia Reyes is stepping into aquatics, as we already said. But we're also fortunate to bring back a coach like Brooke Montgomery, who's now a teacher back at Cypress and going to be an assistant in cross country. So we got some good coming in as well. For our sports in fall, football has their opening game Friday night versus La Mirada at Norwalk High School at 7 p.m. They're going through construction as well in their field, so they got to move their games over to Norwalk. Good luck to Coach Feldman and the boys in their first game Friday night. Girls volleyball has been the first team to compete in our fall sports season. They got it going with a tournament last weekend at Lakewood and a couple of non-league matches this week versus Canyon and Yorba Linda. And then they're off to Hawaii in a couple weeks as well, so they'll have a fun season. Girls flag football. On Monday, we get started with the inaugural girls flag football game versus El Toro and their coach, Nate Williams, who's a 2007 Cypress High alumni and the son of the legendary and famous, the Citizen of the Year in Cypress, Charles Williams.
Yeah, hey, real quick on that. You don't want to miss that. You want to be there. I mean, there's only one time we have a first like this, and this is the first game ever for girls flag football. You want to be out there 100 years from now, if you're still alive. Of course, we will be. You want to be able to say you were there on that day, right? Get out and support them.
Absolutely. It should be fun, and rumor has it Coach Charles will be out there with his grill. Get some food while you're out there. Boys water polo, girls tennis, cross country, they're all training, but they haven't started competing yet. And girls golf will start competing next year, and we got a great golfer returning in Catherine Gerbing, who's dominated the last couple years. They got 3 non-league matches next week.
Well, a ton of stuff going on already. It gets busy really fast at this point in time here. But before we move on, before we get to anything else, we're going to introduce a new segment this year. Instead of How Well Do You Know, we're going to be doing Would You Rather, and we're going to take this opportunity to introduce our new athletic director who's going to host that segment every week, Mr. 5'4", Mr. Sean Pfeiffer. Hey! All right, Pipe Dog. Yeah. Well, hey, excited about being the AD? I mean, you were the assistant principal, so you're used to it, but a little change. Excited?
Yeah, I'm very excited. You know, I love Cypress. I love the athletes, love our programs, right? A little nervous, right? I'm learning a lot from this guy, learning a lot from you. It's going to be an exciting year. Already getting my feet wet, already juggling some balls. I am very excited to not drop any balls.
Right.
That's what I'm most excited about.
Well, you're going to host a new segment here, so we're changing it up, right? We did How Well Do You Know for quite a while. We're moving it on to Would You Rather, and you're the front man for this. I mean, are you excited about finding out what people want to do around this place?
Absolutely. I can't wait to hit up some of the staff members, sneak attack some of these students and athletes and see how we can spin them a little bit on these questions and learn a little bit about our staff and about our students here, right? So I think it's going to be a great program. It was fun last year. You know, I got to watch these sports programs all last year. The How Well Do You Know was also broadcast on the Mighty Delgado's daily announcements, and it was a big hit, right? So stand by. We're coming for you.
Yeah,
that's right. Fun segment last year with How Well Do You Know. It was super fun. A lot of kids wanted to get involved. They kept asking about it. So I imagine this year is going to be a lot of fun too with Would You Rather.
I'm excited.
Yeah, and I think your idea too, bringing in and getting to know, it's going to help get to know the staff members and the students a little more than just what they do, right? Now, I'm just a math teacher. We're going to delve into some of those other things, bring out a little personality, and really get to know everybody on campus a little bit better.
That's right.
All right. Well, hey, welcome aboard, sir.
Thanks, guys. Happy to be here.
All right, get out of here.
Can't wait to serve Cypress. See you guys.
All right, well, there you have it. Hey, a new segment this year with Mr. 5'4", Sean Pfeiffer. At least we're doing it for now. Anyway, today we are super happy to welcome back head coach Rick Feldman to the program. Thanks for being here, Coach.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, great season last year. We're looking forward to, obviously, a great season this year as well. Coming into the season pre-ranking, right?
Right.
Number 10 in the county. I know that you're not into that stuff. At least you say that, right? I know you're not into that, but it is a nice way to get started, right? Get a little recognition out of the gate.
Sure, and I think part of that is based on we've had some success lately, and that's how they usually base it. And then in the summer, we did a pretty good job, and Albano, who does those rankings, happened to watch us play Corona Centennial and La Habra, And guys stepped up and played great, and I think that played a part in it too.
What things do you do in the summer? Like, what are those? I know you guys do 7-on-7 mostly, and just tournaments around besides our practices. Is that what you're talking about?
So we will lift in the morning in practice, kind of separate the line from the skill guys, and then maybe 4 or 5. We do less than most schools. 4 or 5 4-way 7-on-7s with other schools someplace. We usually have to travel for that, and then we did 2 tournaments this year. And one of them was the Mission Viejo tournament, and we beat Bishop Amat and hung in there with Corona Centennial and got to the semifinals of the pretty prestigious tournament, and got to the semifinals, lost to Mater Dei. They got lucky.
Yeah.
And then we went to Paloma Valley the following week, and it was another 20-team tournament, and we were 8-0 and won the tournament. So
Nice.
it's a good summer. We've had some new guys that, are they going to be able to help us? We certainly hope they will be able to after losing Morello Monteleone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did. They stepped up, and they've been great so far.
Well, let's talk about those new guys for a second. We all know that Aiden Houston, our returning quarterback, OC Register had him ranked number 9 out of the top 150 players in the county, and I think 8 of those 9 were Mater Dei guys, and he was right after that. Yeah,
A bunch of Trinities. Yeah. So and we have Rocco back, Rocco Burdett. He was number 98 out of the 150,
Yeah.
and Hayden Frazier, the anchor of our line, is back, and he was number 108. So to have 3 of them is good for us, right? And still trying to figure out that other side of the line, but we had Michael Hubbard, yeah, Bobby Castillo, and Jake Portnev, and I didn't realize they all caught like 1 pass last year, and they did a great job in the summer. And they've done a great job so far. Last week we scrimmaged Yorba Linda and San Clemente, 2 teams ranked higher than us. And we had some success offensively, and we didn't give up any points defensively. And we have Bruno Calderilla coming back, which is exciting. He led the team in sacks last year. Caden Hollenbeck back at tight end. Matt Fonseca, undersized lineman on both sides of the ball, who just dominates. Brady Stostrom was our second leading tackler last year, and he's back, and first play of the Yorba Linda game, big hit against their running back. Just don't want to leave anybody out. Matthew Baldonado's back, did a great job last year, and we got Adam Costanza on the line. Bruno, who I already said, Hayden and Fonseca. Josh Brito back at linebacker. I mean, we always get these guys who get all the ink and all the, and it's always the 3. So I'm trying to include other guys and make sure they're getting named as well. So hopefully I didn't forget anybody, but we've had a good summer and we're excited for Friday.
All right, and Aiden's the quarterback. He's a leader on campus as ASB president. Is he the clear team leader out there on the field as it plays out this summer?
I would say that the leaders, he's a leader, and Rocco Burdett's a leader as well. And Rocco was all CIF last year, and a big guy with a loud voice, and people tend to congregate towards him and follow him, and he's been doing a great job of being that positive example we need.
Nice. So you mentioned, we all know Matthew Morrell leaving is going to be a big spot to fill. You mentioned a lot of names there as well stepping up. I mean, you don't really replace him, so do you have to change things to kind of go, or do those guys step right into his role and kind of do it? I mean, how do you kind of fill that loss?
They do step into his role, but when you had Matthew and to not as great an extent, but Trevor as well on offense anyway, every time they touched it, it might be a 5-yard gain for most guys, and it's a 70-yard touchdown for them, right? We don't have a lot to do with that. We just give them the ball and they go. I think our drives this year are going to be a little more methodical, and we might gain 20 yards on a play where last year maybe it might have been a touchdown. But with Aiden's feet, you never know. He starts to scramble and the defensive coverage breaks down and somebody pops wide open, and then we're going to be able to create those big plays as well.
You mentioned several guys that are returning. Going into week 0, how are we looking health-wise? I think we have a couple injuries that we got to be concerned with.
Jesse Malden, who I did not mention, was great last year. First team All-League guy, and he's our running back / slot receiver / number 1 cover corner. And against La Habra, like the 4th play of the game at Mission Viejo, he got pushed down and just landed weird on his collarbone, so he's out. We're hoping to get him back for game 3 against El Medina. Cameron Smalls, another corner who we're looking to rely on to play some defense and special teams, broke his collarbone the week before that at Huntington Beach. And he looks like he's back potentially like today, but next week for sure.
All right. And any young guys that we haven't heard of yet that aren't returning, newcomers that we should keep an eye on?
Well, we're going to be pretty senior dominant this year. Connor Nassone, Aaron Lamuin on the line are two, a junior and a sophomore that we're hoping we can rely on. We're not completely sold yet, but if they keep working hard, it's going to help shore up that right side. And skill position-wise, again, Matthew Baldonado, Chasen Sparks has been doing a great job at safety, and next year he's going to be a two-way guy for sure. Looking forward to see Tyler White out on the field playing some linebackers, a lot of special teams. So we're going to find out.
Right.
Throwing him to the fire.
Well, Coach, we're going to be moving away out of the Empire League. It's going to be quite the change. But before we do that, inside the Empire League, some teams have had some significant transfers and improvements as we look at our league kind of outlook and how we're going to stack up. Obviously, a lot of football to be played before we get to league play. But what progress have you seen in all those teams that we're going to be playing in league kind of as a whole?
Every team that we play in league this year is significantly better than they were last year. No doubt about it. All 5 of them. And Tustin and Crean have added some outside pieces that make them really, really tough. And we've gone from being, I don't want to say prohibitive, but the clear favorite the last few years to it's almost anybody's league. I think that on paper, you look at us and what we lost and other schools have gained, I think it's a wide open league. I hope we can win. Last year, the Empire League, I hope we can win that for that 5th time in a row and continue that legacy, but every game's going to be a dogfight. Bunch of great coaches and great teams.
All right, well, it all starts Friday night, week 0, first non-league game against La Mirada, our first opponent. They're a traditional power. They haven't been afraid to take on the likes of Servite and Mater Dei over the years, and now we're facing them, little old Cypress.
Taking on the likes of Cypress. Power. Heck.
They have a new coach this year. How'd this game come about, and what do we expect to see from them Friday night?
Came about while the old guy was still there. So it's been difficult for us to find non-league games, and we really had to step up our non-league schedule because those are the only people that will really play us right now. And they decided that they wanted to. I mean, when you play Mater Dei and Servite, we look pretty appetizing. I watched their scrimmage on film, and they have some good players. Told you we scrimmaged against San Clemente and Yorba Linda, and I felt pleased with I was more pleased than I expected to be afterwards. And I think if we play hard and fly around and do what we're supposed to do and please be disciplined, that I like our chances Friday.
Very cool. Well, at this point of the show, we're in the fast action questions. You're familiar with this. You've done it before. I know it's your favorite part.
Oh, because I'm so good at it.
Yeah. Whatever comes to your mind first. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Do you know who Isabella Chin is?
Yeah, man. The diver.
All right.
That's
Do you know
right.
what she
State
did?
champion.
Yeah, and recently
National champion this summer.
I did not know.
All right. Favorite section to teach in health class? I know what you won't say.
Oh, what topic?
What topic?
Yeah, you do know what I want to say.
I think most people do.
I think the nutrition part.
All right, cool.
Calories, all that stuff.
We got starting a new sport this year, as you know, flag football.
Yeah.
What would be the first play you would run if you were the coach for the flag football team?
I would run some type of double move with my receiver, a stop and go type route. Try to clear out the safety with the inside receiver and do some type of stop and go with the outside person, thinking that on the first play, that defense is going to be so excited that when they see us stop, they're going to fly up and we'll run right past them.
Coach Kruger.
Go deep.
Write it down.
Take it from a guy that doesn't know offense.
Best lunch spot for Coach Feldy.
Best lunch spot for me. God, you know what? It used to be Supermex, man.
I know.
And it's not there anymore. And I rarely eat lunch now. I guess I would have to go with You know what? I feel like you can't go wrong with Chili's because Coach's Corner isn't open yet. I have to wait till 5.
Yeah, you gotta wait on that one. All right, Dole or Patios, who's the best announcer?
Which one is more likely to see this?
Dole.
Dole's more likely to see this.
They'll both be texting us.
They'll be great. I would think that Patios would be a little more polished on some of the football part, having played the line and all that stuff. And Dole brings the positive energy and gets it going. I think they complement each other really well. It's like Mo tends to be the analysis guy, and Dole's more the play-by-play guy. You know?
The politician. He won't answer did not answer that question, but did the politician. That's good.
We can't tell if he's going left or right.
More fun to call plays for Quentin Pounds or Matthew Morrell?
That's a good question. They did a lot of the same
Slevcove.
things.
Thanks.
I think that Q was a little more versatile. So Matthew, gosh, great at quarterback and great at receiver. Q, we threw in a quarterback in a playoff game, having never played there before,
Right.
and he threw 3 touchdown passes and ran for his life. So, and then just more, like he played running back, he played receiver. Matthew's more of a fly motion, give it to him and let him take off guy. Q is a running the traffic of power and blast and all that stuff. So I'll call him for either one of those guys all day long, and I would take either one of them right now. But I think overall, Q probably a little more.
All right. Aiden Houston, better quarterback or ASB president?
Quarterback.
Why wouldn't
He was an all-CIF ASB last year.
That's right.
He's not all-county ASB. Was he the Empire League ASB president of
I think
the
he
year?
was.
He might have been.
I think he was. I think he was.
I'm going football, but again, man, that guy, I don't think, he doesn't have to worry about very much in life. He's got it all figured out.
All right, knowing your friends here as we do, tough question here. Better athletes, the Cypress High football coaching staff or Chief Mark's Cypress police officers?
Well, normally I would answer that. My first thought was just come out and say, of course, us. But if I get pulled over, I gotta say them. I'm going with the police, man.
You got it. Oh, Chief Mark in the house for sure.
Chief Mark.
All right. Well, thanks again to Coach Feldman for being here this week. We can't wait to see the squad play Friday night. Make sure you get out there and support them. Thanks to our sponsors, Subs and Grubs and Coach's Corner, for supporting us all year long, every day, all the time. Get out to Coach's Corner and Subs and Grubs before and after the game and support them. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you all next week.